Previously on Ace Attorney.
What is this testimony regarding a third party that you claim to have?
I have it right here, Your Honor. It's the sworn testimony of Mr. Tenma's daughter. The witness, Jinxie Tenma, saw a yokai in the hallway after stumbling upon the scene. It was the demon Tenma Taro. He's the source of those feathers and tracks. I'm talking about a costume, people, not a real yokai. Oh my god. They actually think I'm talking about a real yokai. Will somebody please say something? Hello, I'm Unca Crunk. Welcome back to Ace Attorney and part 2 of day 1 of the trial of Damien Tenma. And Phineas Filch is coming to the witness stand.
Will the witness state his name and occupation, please?
Name's Filch, Phineas Filch, caretaker of QB Manor. Oh, and this for you, your lordship. Just a little something I thought you might like.
Oh my! What a fabulous pair of shoes! And your honor will do just fine, Mr. Filch.
It's her shoes again. Don't they belong to Detective Fulbright? Don't tell me Filch stole them again. They're all yours, your honorship, sir.
What? But they seem awfully expensive.
Yep, too expensive for me, but I reckon they'd be perfect for someone like your ownership.
It's a kind gesture, but legal ethics dictate that I can't accept such gifts.
Oh, ethics schmethics. Just take them if you want them. Polish them up real nice for you, too.
I'm sorry about the shoes, Mr. Filch, but I will accept your testimony. The court would like to hear whether you saw Tenma Taro in the foyer after the murder.
Witness testimony. Guarding the foyer. At the time of the murder, I was on guard duty in the foyer, just like Mr. QB asked. I was making sure no one, fair, foul, fishy, or otherwise, could get to our guest. I was still in my office keeping a good watch when the murder happened after 3 p.m. Well, I didn't see nothing out of ordinary, no, sirree. Yeah, no.
That yokai you keep jabbering on about was but a phantom of a little girl's dreams.
So you're telling this court you never saw anyone dressed up like Tenma Taro?
Yep, was guarding the whole time. That's the truth, the holy truth, nothing but the truth.
And Tenma Taro, you don't really believe in all that yokai mumbo jumbo, do you? I certainly don't. No? My bracelet. It's... Something the matter, Apollo? My bracelet keeps squeezing my arm. Really? So you think Mr. Tanuki, Filch, has been lying to us? I wouldn't rule it out. Now, if I could just zero in on a tell, some sort of nervous habit. Ah! What in the... What's a hawk doing in here? Excuse me?
Allow me to introduce my trusty cohort, Taka. He seems to have taken quite a liking to the courthouse. Made it his new home, in fact.
He doesn't live with you, you know, in jail? Who's ever heard of a courthouse bird?
Taka simply loathes trickery and fraud. And that queer power of yours seems to have offended my dear bosom buzzard.
He's not a buzzard, he's a hawk. Whoa, 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 whoa! All that advancing text. I won't be able to squat like this. What the heck's going on around here? Run for the hills! Run for your lives! No pets or other animals allowed in the courtroom. Oh. Somebody help!
Oh, he's merely having a bit of sport. He won't harm you, save when truly famished.
In that case, Prosecutor Blackwell, you will ensure your feathered friend is properly fed.
Looks like we have to do this the old-fashioned way. We'll be fine, I think. There was someone dressed as Tin Mataro there. Filch should have seen him. We'll just have to put our faith in Jinxie's statement for now.
Mr. Justice, please proceed with your cross-examination.
You still have a bird on your head.
I am quite aware of that. Please try to ignore the bird. And I will do the same, because I do not want him eating my eyeballs.
Cross-examination, start.
At the time of the murder, I was on guard duty in the foyer, just like Mr. QB asked.
Hold it!
Mr. Filch, why did Alderman QB have you handle guard duty?
Because he trusts me. I am the mayor's caretaker, after all.
So, you took said guard duty seriously?
Oh, let me tell you something about me.
Listen here, you little tanuki. Get straight to the point and be quick about it. The court wishes to hear what you did or didn't see in the foyer and not else.
Yes, of course, sir. Right away, sir.
Blackwell's got him completely under his thumb.
Like I said, I was guarding the foyer entrance that day. I was making sure no one, fair, foul, fishy, or otherwise, could get to our guest.
Hold
it! So no one could get to him. Sounds like security was pretty tight.
That's because there's always a lot of sneaks and thieves around festival time.
And the solution was to entrust the manor's security to a thief? It's not even funny. Maybe it's a matter of stopping thieves by hiring one. After all, it takes one to know one. I don't know, it seems more like letting the fox guard the henhouse to me.
So the witness testifies that he took his guard duty seriously. Yes, sir. You're on the ship, sir. I was still in my office keeping a good watch when the murder happened after 3 p.m.
Hold
it! Did you really keep an eye on the foyer the entire time?
Poor old Filchy. Been working hard my whole life. Only to be smeared by some greenhorn in his fancy spacey suit and silly haircut. Sorry, Mr. Blackwell, sir. Didn't mean to get off subject there.
Blackwell didn't even say anything.
To answer your question, yes, he kept an eye, no, both of them in fact, on the foyer. But I didn't see nothing out of the ordinary. No, sirree.
Hold it!
Could you describe to the court who you would consider fishy looking?
Oh, someone all fidgety and shifty like, like they're about to steal something.
He just described himself. I wonder why Mr. Filch didn't see Tin Mataro. Maybe Jinxie only thinks she saw Tin Mataro. Or maybe Mr. Filch is... maybe Mr. Filch is lying. And if he's lying, we might be able to spot a contradiction in his testimony. Yeah, I already got one. All right. So 3 or 4? Probably 3. Where is it? Oh, there it is.
Objection!
Don't lie to the court like that, Mr. Filch.
Hey, it ain't right to bushwhack a fellow like that.
Unfortunately for you, I have evidence that proves you're lying.
If you look at this TV listing here, you'll see that at the time of the crime, there was a pro wrestling match scheduled. Something you'd never miss. I didn't watch it when no siree. I was doing my job just like I was supposed to. This guy doesn't know when to give up. Mr. Filch, someone even circled the match. It was you, right? Yikes! Not only that, you even told me you watched it. You said, and I quote, "It was a complete disaster." Don't impersonate me like that, man. So, do you admit to slacking off? You can't trick me with your Rudy Poo lawyer talk. I'm one of them professional types too. I can do double duty watching TV in the foyer at the same time. The only thing Filch can claim to be a professional of is professional thief.
Mr. Justice, you would have this court believe the witness was slacking off?
That's correct. He claims to have been watching TV and the foyer at the same time. But that's nothing but a bald-faced lie.
Old, you say? But I'm not the one who's lying. Perhaps you meant the witness, Mr. Justice.
Hey, what happened to the bird on your head?
Never mind the bird. And in that case, let's see what evidence you can offer. You claim Mr. Filch is lying about watching TV and the foyer simultaneously. Now, prove it.
Ow. Crap. KGC statement. Led toward the foyer. Blackmail, no. I think it's probably James C. statement. Oh, wait, whoa. Let me look at this. Okay, yeah, the TV. Yeah, okay. Yeah, you couldn't look at the TV and the foyer at the same time.
Take that!
Please take a look at that direction the TV is facing in this diagram. Now, unless Mr. Filch has eyes where his right ear should be, I think it would be impossible to watch the foyer entrance and the TV at the same time.
Oh yes, someone watching TV there couldn't possibly see the entrance.
Exactly. And that means, Mr. Filch, you were slacking off and were not watching the foyer as you claim. Yikes! The bag's out of the cat. The other way around.
Order! But Mr. Justice, is Mr. Filch's less than stellar work ethic relevant to this case?
It's very relevant because while he was slacking off watching TV, there really could have been a Tenbataro impersonator in the foyer.
Objection!
Oh, crap. What now?
Granted, this Tanuki was lax in his duties, but he still had the foyer entrance covered.
What are you talking about?
This.
Not a mind reader.
Auditory sense. His eyes may have been slacking off, but his ears were still hard at work. Right, Tanuki?
They were? Yes. Yes, they were. But you already admitted to slacking off. Now you say you weren't? My eyes might be lazy, but my ears ain't. I would have heard anyone in the foyer. You see the foyer floor and the stairway get all creaky squeaky when someone walks on them. Creak, creak, creak. Loud enough to wake the dead, I reckon. So, you're saying you didn't hear anybody walk by? Yep, my ears were working full time. So who's the liar now, you no good shyster? Lying thief called me a shyster. This has to be the low point of my fledgling career. Gotta hand it to you, Mr. Blackwell, sir. You really are something else. You don't miss a thing. And them bags under your eyes, they're darker than mine.
Fair warning, Mr. Filch. Taka is particularly fond of tanuki. Should you lie to this court again, you may suddenly find yourself on the menu.
Yikes! Please don't eat me, Mr. Taka, sir. The witness will henceforth testify truthfully under penalty of painful bird attacks. And with that in mind, the court requests that the witness revise his testimony accordingly.
Witness testimony.
Here's working overtime. It's true. I was watching a pro wrestling match on the office TV. My eyes might have been slacking off, but my ears, they were working overtime. The floor there is all creaky squeaky like. No way I would have missed someone walking by. So you see, there weren't no Tenmataro in the foyer.
Superstition is the religion of feeble minds. Understand? A simple, rational explanation is best. Forget yokai, demons, and such. We must use common sense. For lacking that, our entire world would be but upside down. Says the convict prosecutor, who is totally a sign of the end times for the legal world.
And besides, if there were any yokai roaming around, I'd nab them and sell them to the zoo.
I wonder whether Jinxie was just seeing things. That seems to be the general consensus, but I'm sticking to my guns.
But if we can't prove that she saw Tenmataro, the mayor's sure to be convicted.
Then we'd better hope my guns fire bullets, not babies.
The defense may cross-examine the witness.
Cross-examination, start.
It's true. I was watching a pro wrestling match on the office TV.
Hold it!
You are paid for your work, aren't you? So, how do you justify watching TV on the job?
Yeah, but it ain't easy being me. I mean, I can't watch TV when we have visitors and there's no way to record stuff.
Sorry, am I supposed to be consoling you over your first world problems? If those are his only problems, he should consider himself lucky. I guess pro wrestling's serious business to Mr. Filch.
My eyes might have been slacking off, but my ears, they were working overtime.
You lied earlier about taking your guard duty seriously, didn't you?
Oh, that ain't no harm in bidding the truth a little, right?
Listen to me, you little tanuki. Lie again and Taka shall feast upon that forked tongue of yours.
Yikes! Sorry, just let me keep my tongue.
At least leave it until we get the truth out of him in any case. You were negligent in your duties, were you not?
Yes, sir. Was, sir, but it ain't like that. The floor there is all creaky, squeaky like. No way I would have missed someone walking by.
Hold it!
So you have a pretty good So you have pretty good ears, Mr. Filch?
As good as they come, I'd say. Ain't nothing to hear a creaky floor. Plus, that Tenmataro makes a sound when he goes by. It's like a jingle jingle.
Jingle jingle. How's he do that?
Oh yes, that staff of his. That's what jingle jingles.
What's he talking about, Apollo? Beats me, but I guess Tenmataro has a staff that makes noise. You already know this, Apollo. Jinxie told you. Come to think of it, didn't Jinxie mention something like that too? Exactly. She said she saw Tenmataro holding a staff-like object that made a jingly sound. I guess that's the source of the noise then.
Well, Mr. Justice, Mr. Filch says Tenmataro jingle jangles. Would you consider that vital information?
Yeah. Extremely vital. I request that it be added to his testimony.
If Tenmataro was to pass by, his staff would have gone jingle jangle.
Hold it!
So Timotaro's staff makes a distinctive sound?
Yep, like a jingle and a jangle.
Wait, Jinxie says something like that. We know. Something about Timataro making a jingly sound. I think we're missing something here, but I can't quite put a finger on it. Perhaps I should take a look at the court record again. Oh, really? Okay, he's not carrying a staff in that. Nor in that. Hang on. Okay, I don't see a staff there. That's no help. Well, crap. Not sure.
So you see, there were no Timataro in the foyer.
Hold it!
Please tell the court, what did Jinxie see if it was not Timataro?
She's always going on about seeing this yokai or that. Just an act of imagination, I reckon. She won't even come near me because she thinks I'm some sort of tanuki monster.
I can't say I blame her. So, Mr. Filch, you chalk it up to a child's active imagination?
Yup, no Timataro or anyone else got in or out of QB Manor on my watch.
Apollo, what could this mean? Do you think Jinxie was just seeing things? Well, if that's the case, the details she provided were pretty impressive. But if we're to continue believing Jinxie's statement, we'll have to uncover Filch's lie? Right. Or find out why he can't tell the truth. Crap. Alright, I'm not sure. Crap, I'm not sure. Okay, so there's no staff there or there. Should I use this one? Because this supposedly was taken right after the murder. All right, let's try it.
Objection!
Nope. I object to you on personal grounds. The sole contradiction lies in what your faulty logic dreamt up just now. Well, that's a penalty.
Objection overruled. The defense will think twice before making such erroneous statements.
It seems that statement didn't particularly conflict with the evidence. Damn it. Crap. What am I missing? I mean, it'd be really, really annoying if the scroll was acceptable and the paper wasn't. Let's try it.
Objection!
Timataro's... Oh my god, really? Timataro's staff would make a jingly sound, you say? Well, I'm going to say your story doesn't add up.
Is there something the defense would like to share with the court?
Mr. Filch, you say that you didn't see Timataro on the day of the incident. Why then did you assume just now that Timataro would be holding a staff?
Huh?
You see, the Timataro Jinxie saw held a staff in his hands. And she described a sound just like you did. It's a kind of jangly sound.
Yeah, so he is holding a staff. What's your point?
Objection!
The point is that Timataro doesn't use a staff, not normally.
What are you talking about?
You see, this is the only known document depicting Timataro. Is there a staff in that picture, Mr. Filch?
You're right. There's no staff. not even a cane or a walking stick. Blech! So the question is, why does the witness think Tamataro uses a staff? I believe the answer will overturn the prosecution's case on the most basic level.
Well, now, this is getting interesting.
All right, Mr. Justice, it's time to show the court where you're going with this. Please tell the court why Mr. Filch believes Tenmataro carries a staff. Because he actually saw Tenmataro. Mr. Filch actually saw Tenmataro right after the crime occurred. That's the only way he could possibly know about the staff. But busted again! Bloody hell, you duplicitous little...
Yeah, that feel, Mr. Black Quill.
Not so fun when you're on the receiving end of the blade, is it? Admit it, Mr. Filch. You did see Tenmataro that day, didn't you? Well... I'm begging you, please don't make me say it. But clearly you did see Tenmataro. Stop stalling and testify to that fact. No can do, no way, no how. You ain't got no idea how terrifying he can be.
He?
Mr. Filch still won't admit to seeing Tenmataro, even though everyone knows he did, because of the superstition that if you admit to seeing Tenmataro, you will be cursed.
The question now is, why?
Mr. Filch is scared to death.
Is that why you can't admit the truth?
Come to think of it. They say you must not gaze upon Tenmataro, but in the event that you do look and then tell anyone what you saw, Tenmataro will claim your soul.
There it is.
Jinxie wouldn't admit to seeing Tenmataro after hearing about the village superstitions. She said that if she told anyone that she had seen Tenmataro, he'd claim her soul.
Wait, you think Filch believes that too?
Hey, some Mr. Big Time City Slicker lawyer has heard about him. Them old village superstitions. Will the defense please explain what the witness is talking about?
The people of Ninetails Vale believe some pretty strange things. And their superstitions may be the reason our witness here can't admit the truth. The truth that he really did see Tenmataro.
Turn straight this way. It's all right here.
Oh. Do not gaze upon Tenmataro. Do not tell others if you see him. Ignoring the superstitions will cost you your soul. There is, however, one way to save it. Your immediate departure from the village. Freeing him will bring ruin upon the village. Ignoring the superstitions will cost you your soul?
See, this way us folks in Ninetails Vale can't talk about seeing Tenmataro.
Well then. That clears up one mystery. The killer took advantage of the superstitions by wearing a Tenmataro costume. They knew that that way no one could talk about him, so it was as if he never existed. The defense holds that this Tenmataro impersonator is the true killer.
What?
Objection!
Here we go. Superstitions, you say? What kind of a fool would actually believe such rubbish? And would that using some silly fairy tale could so easily expose the culprit? You'll need to come up with a more rational, common sense explanation than that.
Objection!
Your common sense seems awfully narrow-minded to me, Prosecutor Blackwell.
Objection!
Try living in my world of narrow cells, mortal danger, and dark, sleepless nights. There's no lack of superstitions in the clink. but few are those who truly believe in them.
Objection!
Well, the village superstitions are real enough to the people of Ninetales Vale. A life or death superstition might make even you a believer.
Grr. Roar. Order! Order, I say! You fool of a tanuki! 2 times now your lives have cost me!
Sorry, I promise not to do it again.
Taka, my fine feathered friend, have at him!
He's gonna eat me alive, and for the elves. He took off.
Bailiff! What are you waiting for? After him! And with your fastest men!
Certainly not something you see every day. All right, hang on. My seat is, my chair is. Hang on.
Well, it would seem a new and important fact has come to light. A third party disguised as a yokai Tenbataro was at the scene. And now we have 2 witnesses who can attest to that fact. Any objections, Prosecutor Blackwell? Well? Hello? Is anyone in there?
Oh.
Huh? Ah!
The shackles! Don't do young to die!
Justice don't know. Long has it been since I've been forced to draw my blade.
Why do you have a blade?
You had best say your prayers.
Eek! Why does he have a blade in a court of law?
Detective, do something! Have no fear, Fulbright is here. When the going gets tough, the champion of justice gets going.
Objection!
Then get going already before he kills us!
Oh, but I stand in awe of Simon Blackwell, for it is his sense of justice that set him free. Objection! Objection! I object to Detective Fulbright's definition of justice.
Silence!
Idiot.
I'm not in the habit of cutting down unarmed cowards. Oh, well, in that case, Prosecutor Blackwell, can I ask you to,
I think the judge forgot he's in charge here.
So, Justice Dono's assertion is this. Tenmataro is the real killer, not Mayor Tenma. According to him, there was a yokai at the scene of the crime.
Right! And that yokai, or rather, whoever was impersonating him, killed Alderman Kilby.
Silence!
Here to explain why Jinxie, being the first to discover the murder, did not see your alleged killer yokai there in the Fox Chamber.
What? Oh, he's right. He said nothing. She said nothing about Tamataro being in the Fox Chamber.
Let me enlighten you. That little scamp heard a dying scream right before she opened the chamber door.
And your point is...
Upon opening the door, she found a freshly skewered murder victim, the alderman. and the homicidal maniac who had killed him, the mayor.
Now, there must have been someone dressed up as
Then why does that little scamp not claim not to have seen a yokai in the fox chamber?
Considering her father is accused of murder, surely she would have mentioned any third party that might have been in the room.
I don't understand why didn't she see Tenmatero inside the fox chamber? There's but one way to find out. Ask Jinxie Tenma whether she saw your killer yokai at the scene of the crime.
Ow.
The final battle draws nigh. Only one of us will leave here alive. Long as my blade thirsted for blood, at long last it shall be sated.
This is still trial, right?
Show me what you're truly capable of.
Justice Dono. Get your bird off me! Very well then. Both parties no doubt need some time to regroup. So the court will take a 10-minute recess in order to, something. Ah!
3 minutes.
I'm sorry, but, 3-minute recess?
Just so. Plenty of time if your destination of intent is the loo.
A loo? Oh, you mean the bathroom?
Should at least include enough time to wash your hands. See that you take no more than 3 minutes. All latecomers will be punished.
Yes, sir. I hereby declare a 3-minute recess before the battle begins.
I declare the Prosecutor Blackwell the winner of this round of Simon Says.
That doesn't bode well for us if the prosecutor is running the show, does it?
April 18th, 10:40 a.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby, number 3. He busted out his shackles.
Yeah, what was that all about? Guess they don't make shackles like they used to. Better be careful, Apollo. You really brought out the samurai in him. Especially after you proved there was a Tenmatero impersonator at the manor. What's with that guy in the whole samurai act anyway? Such fine swordsmanship is no mere act. Mr. Justice, it is high time I challenge this jailhouse prosecutor to a duel. No, wait. Let's save the dueling until after we prove your innocence. I suppose it could wait until later. But does anyone remember we're conducting a trial here?
Athena, I'm going to go wash up.
Remember what Blackwell said, Apollo, don't be late.
Wow. 10:43 a.m.
Now then, I believe our next witness is Ms. Jinxie Tenma, a maid at QB Manor. I believe we can proceed now, if the witness is ready, that is. No, the leader of the 100 demons, he really does exist. Wow, there's one well-polished tray. The witness will show her face while in court, or her testimony will be inadmissible. Eek! What is it, my child? Begone, Noriahon, leader of the 100 demons. You think I'm a yokai? Well, I was once known as a judicial monster of sorts. The beast of the bar, the demon of due process, if you will. Eek! My charm has no effect.
The demon of due process? Not sure I can see that one. Now, you little scamp.
Yes.
I trust you know why you're here.
Bags.
Bags? Oh, that tricksy tanuki. Try the noodle stand and go enjoy a big bowl of tanuki tail noodles while you're at it.
Everyone's a comedian. No, I mean your bags. The ones under your eyes. You must have trouble sleeping. Here, this time we'll keep Azukiari away.
Azukiari? The yokai that washes Azuki beans? The only thing needing washing will be your father's neck before I take his head clean off.
Azukiari often keeps people up at night with the noise he makes washing beans. But if you stick this charm on your forehead, you won't hear him anymore.
Is that so? Well, thank you.
Looks like Prosecutor Blackwell got more than he bargained for. They're bad enough alone, but together, those two are just plain creepy.
Your testimony, if you please, Miss Tenma. Specifically, whether or not you saw Temataro when you discovered the crime scene.
Witness testimony. What Jinxie saw. Did I see Temataro in the fox chamber? Well, when I opened the door, Shiva, I saw. Yes, now I remember. Yokai, right there in that room.
What? That's it?
So there was a yokai at the scene of the crime. Shiva, lots and lots of them. Wait, more than one yokai? Did Temataro happen to be among them? I don't know, I just don't know. All I know is the room was swimming in yokai. Kasha, Nurkabe, Setataisho. Eek, they're all there.
Well, this is an unexpected turn of events. We've gone from no yokai to a flood of them. This is ludicrous. You would have this court listen to this delusional little scamp's testimony? Ah!
Hold it!
Your Honor, I believe her memory is simply clouded by fear. But a quick therapy session should ease her mind. With the court's permission, of course.
What a fabulous idea! Please proceed, Miss Sykes.
You sure you know what you're doing, Athena? She's obviously not herself. The trauma of discovering that crime scene and fear of testifying have her dazed and confused. A regular ball of confusion. But my analytical psychology-based approach should be able to help.
Any objections, Prosecutor Blackwell? Shall we let Miss Sykes proceed? It makes no difference to me. Do as you will, but I doubt we shall get any valuable testimony. She'd be better served by bearing witness to the sword skills I forged in a distant land.
Let me guess, Germany? I'll show you. Here we go. Did I see Temataro in the fox chamber? Well, when I opened the door, Shiva, I saw. Now I remember. Yokai, right there in that room. Found something. Looks like an out of control emotion. Athena, what exactly are we looking at here? Oh, this is one of Witch's functions. Right here, you can see images and emotions extracted from the witness's voice. Oh, you mean that little thing can do all this? Pretty cool, huh? And here I thought it was just some kid's toy. Unfortunately, all I'm getting is an overflow error right now.
See how sad is brightly lit there at the bottom left? She's under an uncontrollable amount of distress, which is masking her other emotions. It seems the sheer terror she experienced has made her a confused mess. So, all those yokai she thinks she saw are product of her rampant emotions? Yes, that's right. Her fear is instilled in her hallucinations and false memories. She's seeing normal everyday objects as monsters in her mind. It's a form of schizophrenic hallucination brought on by emotional trauma. And the trauma in Jinxie's case is fear. So she was, and still is, seeing ordinary objects as yokai. We'll have to find the root cause of her extreme fear before I can treat it. Now, let's see. Apollo, can you point out the yokai on the Wheel of Fire? She seems particularly terrified of that one. Start by pressing probe. Next, point to what's causing Jinxie's out of control emotion. Finally, hit probe again to try to get to the heart of the matter. Okay, let's give this a try.
Got it!
Jinxie, what's the name of that for that yokai on the Wheel of Fire? That's Akasha, a yokai that steals the bodies of the recently deceased. I bet it came to steal the aldermans. It's almost creepy how well that fits the actual situation. Exactly. It's a form of hallucination where the patient can't see things for what they are. There must be something at the scene of the crime that she's mistaking for Akasha. Apollo, you need to point out what she thought was a yokai on a Wheel of Fire. I think I know the answer now. Jinxie, that wasn't Akasha you saw. Could you have possibly mistaken this for Akasha? Oh, okay. That?
Take that!
This is what you mistook for Akasha. What? That thing? No. I never mistake that for Akasha. Oh, really? You have to consider what Akasha looks like, Apollo. Okay, I was going for the cat part, like right underneath the chandelier. All right, fine. Yes, okay, I have to click on the actual chandelier. I got it. All right.
Take that!
The light fixture? Oh, the light fixture? This one right here. There's a flame design and it is up there on the ceiling. There was never a yokai on a Wheel of Fire. The Akasha you saw was just a light fixture. Eek! Okay. Wait, oh. That's one memory back to normal. Nice job. Now that you got the hang of it, it should be a cinch to point out the rest. Dixie, what about this white wall-like monster? That's a Nurikabe. It's the wall monster that blocks your way or leads you astray. That's no yokai, Jinxie. It's a folding screen. Eek! And this raccoon dog isn't a tanuki monster. It's just the statue of one. Eek! Again. And look, these are just coffee cups. And this right here, it's nothing more than a fox statue. Eek! I don't know what I was thinking. Okay. You did it, Apollo. Her extreme fear is under control now. It was all just my eyes playing tricks on me. They weren't any yokai at all. See, a clear-cut statement. That's the power of my psychology and your intuition, Apollo. And just like we thought, there were never really any yokai in the Fox Chamber. Right. There never really were any yokai there. So the defense is asserting the exact opposite of their original assertion?
Damn it. Jinxie?
What about Timataro?
There wasn't anyone there dressed up as Timataro or any other yokai either. I remember it clearly now.
You've
Gotta be joking!
Order! Order of the court!
I think we just dug our own grave.
Allow me to push you on in. It's the least I could do.
Apollo, can I interrupt your freak out for just a minute? I'm still picking up some noise. It's an unexpected emotion.
Does that mean Jinxie hasn't remembered everything yet?
Exactly. We should be able to get something else out of her. I'll enter the new information we have and run an update.
Okay, here we go. We've got sadness and surprise.
Did I see Timataro in the fox chamber? I was so scared when I entered the room. My legs gave out and I fell to the floor.
Oh.
Okay. There in the fox chamber I saw Shiva. The alderman dead on a table and Papa collapsed in a chair. Nobody else was in there, and that includes Timataro. Wait, what am I supposed to do? Try to find the emotions that contradict her statements.
So if I find a contradictory emotion, I should point it out.
That's right. It's not just contradictory emotions you should look out for. You should also keep an eye out for sudden changes in an emotion's intensity. Her emotions might get stronger or weaker as you move from statement to statement. It's important to compare how the same emotion changes throughout the testimony.
Contradictory emotions and changes in intensity.
Okay, I'll give it a shot.
All right, so big one. Is that
Okay.
still really big?
Okay, so can we go back to where it first amped up? Okay, there. All right, let's try that.
Got it!
This seems like an unnatural reaction.
Really? Because I don't see it that way.
So it is an unexpected given her testimony?
Hello? Is there anybody in there? Just nod if you can hear me.
Yes, there is someone at home, and that someone is going to try again. Nice Pink Floyd reference. I appreciate that.
All right, I guess I need to pay more attention to what she's saying then. Okay. So sadness is decreasing there.
Got it!
Oh! The amount of fear you felt is rather low despite your legs having given out from fright. Could something have lessened your fear? Actually, I did experience a sudden burst of courage at that moment.
You did?
Where did it come from? Let me think. Oh, it was Mama. I suddenly felt as if she was there with me. Okay, I'll enter a sudden burst of courage. Now, let's see. Oh, look. Oh, the noise is all gone. Jinxie seems to have remembered everything now. Okay. I guess I was mistaking sadness for fear. Or the other way around, I mean. I thought the one on the bottom left was sadness. Okay, so a sudden burst of courage. Now, where could that have come from? Jinxie, was there something that gave you a sudden burst of courage? Yes, there was. But I realized I had just done something naughty when I thought about it later. Any idea what could have given Jinxie that courage? Well, there is one piece of evidence that comes to mind. I wonder if she saw something like it at the scene of the crime. Jinxie, did your sudden burst of courage have anything to do with this? Oh, her mother, right? Yes, of course.
Take that!
Jinxie, you didn't happen to see a nine-tails flower there at the scene, did you? The demon lawyer strikes again. I can't hide anything from you. I found a small case with a picture of a nine-tails flower on it. I liked it so much I kept it. You what? Can't remove evidence from a crime scene.
That's right, young lady. Removing evidence is a big no-no. Now, the witness will produce said evidence this instant.
Sorry.
It does seem to be some sort of case. Oh, look, something slid out.
Oh my God, it's a key.
It appears to be a key. May I have a look, your boldness? This is none other than the master key to Kyobi Manor. Are you certain of this, Prosecutor Blackwell? It matches the serial number of the key that went missing after the murder.
A master key that went missing? Why don't I like the sound of that?
Our little scamp here has stumbled upon an article of unimaginable consequence.
That's a little melodramatic, don't you think?
Heed these words, for I shall say them but once. The sole key to the fox chamber has been in this little scamp's constant possession. Ergo, she was the sole person who could use it before, during, and after the murder. Which leaves the master key as the only other key that could have opened the chamber. But this master key was found in a room that had been locked by this girl.
And your point is?
Until Jinxie Tenma opened the fox chamber with her key, the room had been locked tight from the outside world. And there was no one else in there save the victim and his killer. I trust you have figured it out for yourself by now. A killer, other than Mayor Tenma himself, would be utterly inconceivable. No!
Damn it! Wait a minute, what about the air duct? How could this happen? No.
The defense's assistant will refrain from growling or frustrations.
Athena, you're all right. I know Mayor Tenma's innocent, but there's nothing we can do. That sucks.
Sykes Dono, allow me to put you out of your misery.
Can I decline your offer?
Abandon your client and your misplaced faith in him. Let the relief of a clear head and a clean conscience come rushing in. That will make the inevitable guilty verdict far easier to accept.
Great, now he's playing Simon Says with us. Well, he's not going to fool us with his stupid mind games. Athena, don't fall for his tricks. Now I'm the one who's dazed and confused. I can't even think straight. Hey, you all right? She fell right into his trap.
No, I suggest you make a mad dash from the courtroom and into the wild blue yonder. Only by running shall your mind be cleared and your conscience cleansed.
All right, I'll be back in 10. Stay with me, Athena. Don't let yourself be twisted by that samurai poser. Fop. Emo. Robert Smith. Looking. Fop. Hello? You said fop twice. I didn't think of anything.
Mr. Justice, I heard the word objection, but what is it you object to?
Right. That objection was more of a reflex than anything else. Though I was hoping something would come to me while I was trying to stop Athena.
The court is waiting, Mr. Justice. Though as it stands now, I'll be forced to declare your client guilty and your legal skills suspect if this is it. Now, do you have anything that could overturn the prosecution's case?
Well, actually, I do. I'm Apollo Justice, and I'm fine. Apollo, you do have something more than your quartz of steel, don't you? Not really, but we'll be fine. But I've got absolutely nothing, but that's never stopped me before. I have to explain how the real killer could have escaped that locked room. Because it's all over if I don't. Apollo, this calls for a new approach. Try to think outside the box. Or in this case, inside the box. And what a doozy that locked room is, too.
Well, Mr. Justice, do you have anything that can counter the prosecution's argument?
You bet I do. The real killer must have escaped from the locked room one way or another.
Big conjecture shall only earn you a taste of my blade, Justice Dono.
Time to do or die, literally.
The defense will now explain how it would be possible to escape the locked room.
You sure about this, Apollo? Can you really explain what happened? I'm fine. We just need to think this whole escaping the locked room thing over from the beginning. So, let's see. If the killer had escaped, how could they have done so? The choices are pretty limited. The room has a window, but it doesn't open wide enough for anyone to get through, and there's a sheer cliff outside. As for the air vent, it's up too high. And there's nothing you can stand on to reach it. But if you have a staff. And needless to say, the forbidden chamber wouldn't open no matter what we did, so that's out. Yeah, that's why we gotta keep the solution simple. Like they say, simple is best. We need to rule out all of the absolutely impossible escape routes. Then whatever's left just might lead us to how the Fox chamber was compromised. Your Honor, the defense proposes that the killer escaped through here. I'm going with the air duct.
Take that!
And just how did the killer escape through there, Mr. Justice?
Okay, I was wrong.
Your reasoning skills seem as questionable as your proposed escape route.
I wish I could escape right now.
I'm afraid there's no escaping a penalty for your random guessing, Mr. Justice.
Can I try that one again? Maybe I clicked on the wrong thing?
Take that!
Nope. Okay, maybe he walked out the front door and locked it behind him somehow. hallway door? Well, yes, I suppose that would be the only way out.
It would appear you've already forgotten. The only available key until Jinxie Tenma came on scene was within that locked room. How would one exit the Fox Chamber and then lock it without a key?
I should have seen this coming. Remember, Apollo, keep it simple.
Simple, right. Could understand if the killer had exited the room without the key. I mean, with the key, but...
Oh, did he toss the key back in through the vent?
Well, Mr. Justice, prosecution has some fine Japanese steel waiting unless you explain yourself quickly. I'm fine. Heat from fire, fire from heat. I can explain myself.
The reason the Fox Chamber's hallway door was locked was because, the perp locked it from outside. What if the room was locked from the outside?
In other words, the killer took the key through the hallway door.
Hey!
Consider this. The master key was found inside the tightly locked Fox Chamber. Any assertion that the key was removed from that room is a blatant contradiction of fact.
Exiting the room before locking the door would require taking the key outside. But the key was found inside the room, which does seem like a contradiction.
If only we could explain both.
Like, how the key could be inside the room and used to lock the door from outside.
Well, let's see if the defense can respond before Prosecutor Blackwell draws his sword. How could the master key be at the crime scene despite the room being locked tight?
Threw it in from outside. What if someone threw it into the room from outside? You know, something like go out to the hallway door, lock the room, and then toss the key back in through not the window. That would explain how the master key could be inside the locked room.
And where would you throw it from? There's a cliff outside the Fox Chamber's window. Throwing the key in from there is an impossibility.
Oh, right.
Ah!
I wonder if the key could have been tossed in from somewhere other than the window.
Somewhere other than the window?
Could the key have been tossed in through somewhere other than the window?
Take that!
The air vent?
Yes. The window may be out of the question, but the air vent's not. Oh, that's right. Fox Chamber's air duct leads out into the hallway.
That's right. The real killer entered the air duct from the vent outside the Fox Chamber.
Then dropped the key into the room through the vent inside the chamber.
Good.
That's preposterous.
Ooh, that explains how the key got in there after it was used to lock the door perfectly.
Mr. Justice, I'm afraid I'm a bit confused.
Don't worry. I'll explain it so even Your Honor can understand. First, the real killer, disguised as Tin Matero, murdered the alderman in the Fox Chamber. Then they fled the room through the hallway door and locked it. Next, they entered the air duct from the vent outside in the hallway. Finally, the killer tossed the key into the room through the air vent in the ceiling there. All that was left to do after that was go back through the duct and flee the manor. Okay.
Well, Your Honor,
Could that be any clearer?
amazing. Even I could follow that.
The judge seems really pleased. That explains everything. The real killer was someone dressed up like Tim Mataro. And there was someone else other than the mayor and the alderman in that room. Hey, it looks like that lawyer's being dubbed the jailbird prosecutor. Ooh, that was totally something. That massive forehead of his seems totally attractive now.
Order, 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 I say.
Now that I've proved a possible third party, I don't see how our client could be guilty.
Silence.
Oh, crap.
A valiant effort, Justice Dono. But your final thrust missed its mark.
Huh?
Both that little scamp and the tricksy Tanuki saw the yokai after it left the room. But then what? Did that irksome yokai simply go through the foyer and waltz right out the front door?
That's exactly what happened. The killer fled. Yeah.
But that is impossible. Without being spotted by the foyer's security camera, that is. The electric eye here would have captured the pesky little yokai trying to escape. However, there is no sign of Tenma Taro anywhere in the security footage. Save for the foyer entrance, there is no other way to flee the manor, is there?
I don't feel so good.
Hold it!
Wait, I believe there is one other way to escape besides the foyer entrance. There's a large window in the foyer. It's possible to escape through there without being seen by the security camera. Hey, you're right.
Silence.
Must I point out every crucial detail to the defense? It seems you lack not only brains, but investigative prowess to boot. That is the cliffside of the manor. The only killer escaping that way would be a dead one.
No one! Wait, so the killer didn't escape out the foyer window? What the heck, right?
Huh. I suppose your next proposal is the killer sprouted wings and flew off into the sunset.
Actually, that would mean the killer really was a yokai. If only we had some sort of evidence that could point to a flying killer. Who's saying we don't? As completely far-fetched as it might be. What? You're saying you can prove the killer could fly? Well, maybe not fly, but fall with style. Oh, I thought I was the one with the cords of steel.
Oh, I can't wait to hear this.
Your Honor?
What evidence do you have that the killer flew away?
Newspaper.
Take that!
Take a look at this special edition paper.
Tenma Taro, real or flight of fancy? What does this article prove, Mr. Justice?
A photo in that article was taken shortly after the murder. Maybe the yokai in that photo is the killer shortly after they fled out the window?
Mr. Justice, you're not seriously suggesting...
Oh, I'm serious. I mean, it all adds up, and please don't call me Shirley. The killer, disguised as Tenma Taro, flew away, by some way or another.
Silence.
It is your brain that has flown the coop. That image is naught but trick photography or some other form of artifice.
Okay, then, how about the Tenma Taro figure Mr. Felch saw? It just vanished into thin air?
No, there is a rational, common-sense explanation for that. That infernal yokai our tricksy Tanuki witnessed never reached the entrance. He, or should I say she, turned back before the camera's electric eye.
She? I don't like where this is going one bit.
Now, the fact that we know the yokai had come from the Fox Chamber means that it was likely either Mayor Damien Tenma or his daughter, Jinxie Tenma. However, we know that Mayor Tenma was already unconscious at that time.
Oh boy, not good. Not good at all.
Do you understand the gravity of the situation now, Justice Dono? The falsified yokai remnants. and the appearance of Tenma Taro were the work of one individual. And that individual is none other than Jinxie Tenma. Uh-oh. Ah, no!
Well, damn.
Order! Order! The defense will stop competing for the greatest freakout ever!
The little scamp was, no doubt, simply trying to protect her father. And it's no wonder that her superstitious mind conjured up this mad masquerade.
Prosecutor Blackwell's assertion makes perfect sense to me. It's far more convincing than saying the killer escaped by flying out the window.
Did you truly believe this could end any other way?
Did we fall right into his trap? What do we do now, Apollo?
Case no longer stands without a real yokai.
Only we had one.
Bailiff, Caesar! It is time I interrogated her as the samurai of yore would.
Uh-oh. Mayor Tenma?
This farce is over. How does it feel seeing your own daughter accused of a cover-up most foul?
Tenma Taro's true identity is...
Now, Mr. Mayor. It would be futile at this point to claim you were the yokai. After all, you had been knocked out cold by a blow to the skull. Slipping into a yokai costume and roaming about the manor would be all but impossible. Consider this well. As it stands, your daughter will be arrested for obstruction of justice. But if you confess, the prosecution would be willing to overlook her little yokai farce.
Confess! The defendant intends to confess?
Wait! Apollo! Prosecutor Blackwell's up to his mind games again.
Mayor Tenma, no! Don't fall for his twisted words!
If you are sent away from murder, Jinxie will be left all alone.
The real killer is...
Mayor Tenma is going to confess unless we do something! But, can't prove how the real killer could have flown away.
Caw. Look upon me and despair, for ripe is the time of my return.
Huh? Uh-oh. I should watch what I wish for.
Caw. Foolish mortals. I am Tenma Taro, the yokai you seek.
Mayor Tenma?
Silence! I am Tenma Taro, freed from the bonds binding me to the Forbidden Chamber. Behold, the return of the Demon King!
What? Demon King?
Well, then I think it's time for me to take a vacation. The witness will, he will explain himself. Are you saying you're Tenma Taro, the yokai we've been chasing this whole time? Indeed, it is I, Tenma Taro, the one whom you seek, come to reveal the truth. This child is Tenma Taro, you say? Ha! What nonsense!
So, Mayor Tenma is a yokai now?
Caw! His body is now mine! So you're saying that Mayor Tenma is being possessed by you? and that the yokai that Jinxie Tenma and Phineas Filch saw, and the one captured in newspaper photo, those were all you. The accursed power of these warding charms prevents me from revealing my true form. Your boldness.
Can this not be interpreted as an admission of guilt?
Well, confession by yokai would be quite unprecedented.
Be that as it may, the defense's case has been overturned.
What?
You claimed the yokai that little scamp saw was some third party, the true killer. The one who escaped from the locked fox chamber, but it was the accused all along. Ironic, is it not? Your yokai turned out to be real, in a manner of speaking. For the alderman's killer is none other than Mayor Tenma. And the yokai at the scene? That, too, was Mayor Tenma. Or should I say, our dear Tenma Taro. The pieces have all fallen into place.
Did also Prosecutor Blackwell?
It seems I must spell it out for you. Mayor Tenma killed the alderman in the fox chamber, which was locked at the time. He then removed the warding charms from the forbidden chamber's door, but then fell unconscious from the blow the alderman had delivered to his head. That's when his daughter Jinxie Tenma stumbled on the scene of the crime. The little scamp fled in terror, whereupon the spirit of Tenma Taro, freed at last from the charm's warding effect, took possession of the mayor. The newly freed Tenma Taro then fled from the fox chamber. So you see, the yokai Jinxie Tenma saw was her father possessed by Tenma Taro.
Objection!
But when we arrived on the scene, the mayor was found unconscious. How's that possible if he was supposed to have flown out the foyer window?
Then what? Do you mean to say the maid of QB Manor, Jinxie Tenma, was Tenma Taro?
Oh. Did he carry out with him that?
Caw. That too is easily explained. Flew about for a time, did I, but presently tired, I made for the forbidden chamber. But alas, exhaustion took me unawares in the fox chamber, and I knew no more.
It would seem the pieces are still in place.
Is Blackwell up to his tricks again?
I don't know what to say. Is the defendant a real live...
So that rumor about me and Tim is true? I knew you yokai were real. You mean he really did kill the alderman just so he could release Tim Taro?
Order!
Now he's got everyone in the courtroom believing in yokai. It's Simon Says on steroids. He wants to convict our client any way he can, even if it means blaming a yokai.
The proverbial ducks all in a row. You should now have no qualms about finding the accused guilty, your boldness.
This is one of the most bizarre cases in my entire career. Otherworldly, in fact. Can yokai even be prosecuted under our legal system?
Objection!
Mayor Tenma is just pretending to be Tenma Taro to protect his daughter. Plus, I already proved how a third party could have escaped from the locked room. A verdict at this point would be premature.
Since both sides have raised valid points, I have no choice but to...
Silence!
This is the dark age of law where defense attorneys are not to be trusted. This is but a ploy to gain time for them to fabricate evidence. How will I sleep tonight? knowing you will not let the sun rise on the mayor's day of reckoning, Justice Dono.
Objection!
I won't fabricate any evidence.
Silence!
Then prove it by joining me. A night in the clink will ensure you will not succumb to temptation.
How about I just promise not to succumb to anything?
We have both evidence and a confession. The killer is this yokai before us. It is beyond dispute. A guilty verdict is all but...
What's wrong with him? Prosecutor Blackwell, we've had enough of your hijinks. The foundation of justice is fair play, and you are in serious violation of that.
What in the devil was that?
Fool Bright, have you tampered with my shackles in some manner? It seems you found that quite shocking. It's my special Unca Justice device. Each press is a shocking reminder to behave.
You shall pay for this. I, Simon...
Watching. Yana, you need not fear now. I believe Prosecutor Blackwell will remain on his best behavior. A bit late with the reassurances, aren't we, Detective?
Well, in that case, this concludes today's deliberations. The prosecution and defense will use this opportunity to further their investigations. This court is adjourned.
Oh my God. To be continued in the next episode. To the outro. Oh boy. Oh, okay. So first of all, I think everything mostly went down the way Apollo described, and there are a few ways that could have gone down. 1, a zip line outside the foyer window. LaBelle literally flies out the window, bit out there, but it explains everything. Disconnecting the zip line after without anyone noticing would be highly improbable, but not impossible. 2, Filch is not just a patsy, but an accomplice. He deactivated the motion sensor on the camera, LaBelle ran out the front door, and the photo in the paper really is doctored, maybe even planted by LaBelle himself. Not very likely, as it requires both an accomplice and a gullible reporter. 3, Filch was so afraid of Tin Mataro that he was hiding under his desk while LaBelle took off the costume and tossed it out the window. The photograph in the paper is of the costume falling, not a yokai flying. Although that begs the question, where's the costume? 4, far simpler explanation that I haven't thought of yet. Guess we'll find out soon enough. We'll be investigating next time, so maybe then. In the meantime, up here's a playlist of my Persona 3 portable playthrough, and down here's a video that YouTube recommends. Also, if you'd like to help support a fuzzy little monster and get videos a week early, we have channel memberships for that. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!